almost deferred to accept the kickoff in the second half, but Steve Spurrier pretty well made it known that he wanted the ball if he could get it on the first possession today, because that's how he believes in that offense, that he wants to. There's some advantage in getting that first score on the scoreboard. There is no question about it. Couldn't be a better day, and we're just about set to go. Mac Gentry is the head of an all-ACC officiating team. Scott Bentley will kick it off for the red-shirted home team. Elijah Williams and Jaquez Green and Ike Hilliard are deep people. It's Hilliard 19 and Elijah Williams who are the deepest. And they have to hold the ball on the tee because of the wind, and Bentley knocks it beyond the field of play, and it'll come out for the 20, first down for the Florida Gators. Danny Werfel is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country, and as you look at his numbers on the year, I should tell you in his career he's thrown 105 touchdown passes. Number 19 for the Chili's starting lineup, backs and receivers, Ike Hilliard has 120 career catches. The Florida receivers do something with the ball after they catch it. That is emphasized every day they practice. So here we go. Fred Taylor will open up in the backfield. They've got 3 wideouts, 2 at the top, a little quick snap pop to the top of the screen, and you've got a 7-yard pickup by Riddell Anthony, the junior from South Bay, Florida, number 15. You'll see him a lot. The offensive front for Florida, very young tackles. Number 70, Cooper Carlisle, is a freshman, and number 79, Mo Collins, is a sophomore. They have to deal with those 2 defensive ends of Florida State. They are terrific. It'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 27. Ball is handed off to Taylor, and Taylor is taken down with authority. Darrell Bush among the tacklers. Bush playing in the middle of that Florida State defense as the middle linebacker, is the captain of that bunch. I mean, he guides the whole crowd. Chevin Smith, a strong safety, has played very well. He has 3 defensive touchdowns in the secondary. Don't get that very often. It is now 3rd and a long one. Just about a yard and a half. Werfel back to throw it. Has a man open. Anthony, first down, 41-yard line. Popped in the back hard by Chevin Smith, but he held the ball.
What Florida is doing, Keith, they've got 3 wide receivers in the game. Chevin Smith, number 30, is a strong safety trying to cover a wide receiver. Florida and the Gators will take that matchup all day long.
It was a late
good ball, personal foul, defense.
So it came after the play was over. I think when I identified Mac Gentry, I said ACC. That is a Southeastern Conference officiating team. And we'll run down the other guys when we have a chance. So add on the personal foul penalty, and suddenly the Florida Gators are in business at the Florida State 44-yard line, and Bobby's concerned. Bobby knows well how quickly these guys can strike and how important that first score can be. They go to the shotgun, and Werfel unloads it quickly. Give the man enough time to get himself squared upfield, and he does it well. Fred Taylor is a 222-pound junior from Belle Glade, and you can move the chains again. That's another Gator first down.
Well, the Gators have been in the same offensive formation the first 3 or 4 plays, and defensively, Florida State's been the same defense. Spurrier saw it, cracked back on the man that was supposed to be covering Taylor. Spurrier sees the defense and makes the right call to take advantage of it.
So Werfel has hit his first 3 passes, totals 38 yards, and it's first down at the 25-yard line of Florida State. Taylor's the deep man. Werfel circles, throws for the corner, and it'll be picked off. The man for whom the pass was intended never got down. Riddell Anthony and Ike Hilliard were the 2 wides, and Hilliard never got where the ball was thrown. He cut it off before The ball was on its way, and it was an easy interception for Shevin Smith.
Well, you called it correctly, Keith. It gets flushed out of the pocket. The receiver to the left side, outside of the screen, stopped his pattern. And from the look that Spurrier was talking with Werfel, it may have been Werfel's fault.
So the Seminoles get the ball back. No score. So Steve Spurrier shaking his head after a conversation with his quarterback and the wide receiver. Hard to know which man. The wide receiver broke it off, and the ball was thrown deep, and it was intercepted. And here comes Florida State now. First down at their own 20-yard line. Warwick Dunn, obviously, is the man deep in the I formation with Thad Busby, the quarterback, and Dunn has the ball. This is the fellow that the Florida Gators have to take out of the ball game if they can. He picks up 3 yards on that carry.
Turnovers are such a key in this game. Go back to the interception. Watch as the receiver is going to be jammed right here by Capers. Sometimes there's an option route, Keith. You have the option to run the corner or to break it off to the sideline. The quarterback and the wide receiver have to read the coverage the same way. Werfel threw it deep. The receiver broke it short.
Second down and 7 for the Seminoles. The ball on the 23, and Busby looked like he changed the play. Give it to Dunn. He's working in the traffic and pops free. That's why the Florida Gators have to get a handle on Warwick Dunn. First down, Seminoles at the 48-yard line.
I'm talking to Bob Stoops, the defensive coordinator for the Gators. Number one, take Warwick Dunn out of the game. Stop his running from behind the offense. Hubert Williams, 22. Jones, number 78, doing a nice job. And when you get in the secondary one-on-one with Warwick Dunn, he is going to beat you. Bob Stoops, the defensive coordinator, came in from Kansas State, has done a nice job with this defense for the Gators.
So Dunn, 2 plays, 1 big. First down, Knowles. He's got it again. And this time the Gators get him behind the line of scrimmage. That's a good defensive play by Florida. And they take him down back at the 46-yard line. Ed Chester made the play. Busby has only 15 touchdowns versus the 12 interceptions. He's 10-0, however, as a starter. Warwick Dunn, number 28, he's the generator of the FSU defense, and he is now over 1,000 yards for the season. He's done it 3 successive years. That's the Chili's starting lineup. Backs and receivers for the Florida State Seminoles. So from the 46, it is now second down and 12. And the first pass from Busby was off the hands of Warwick Dunn. He's involved literally in every play in some sense. You've got to know where he is. The offensive front, Todd Fordham had to move over to a guard position from the tackle when Chad Bates went down hurt. Trey Thomas moved up to his offensive tackle starting position. The defensive front, number 44, James Bates, is the anchor of that Gator defense. Very aggressive defense. And so on third down and 12 now, it reads pass, and the Gators are right up there to bump. And here comes pressure. The pass is away down the middle, and it is caught at the 39-yard line of Florida by E.G. Green. That a very good throw.
Well, the interception in the end zone helped Florida State gain some confidence. Now, a big confidence booster right here for Thad Busby. A square in by Green. Pretty good coverage. Bates on a little blitz, a delayed blitz. He saw his man was blocking, so he goes in and rushes. He gets picked up very nicely there by Warwick Dunn. Big throw for Busby, first completion.
At the Florida 39, first down. Back he goes to throw it again. Gets it off, and this time it is incomplete. It was intended for Peter Warwick, number 9, defended by Shea Showers, the free safety or the center fielder. Their defensive backs for Florida, that's a very good secondary. Key man in that group is Lawrence Wright. I mean, he's one of the best in the country at that strong safety. You find him oftentimes right up along the line of scrimmage.
He makes a lot of difference, Keith. Tough on the run, tough against the pass, and a great leader.
Second down and 10 from the 39. Busby calling the play. Kind of hard in a crowd of more than 80,000. But most of them are Seminole fans, and this is Warwick Dunn. He disappeared in the stack, but he just kept on pumping, and all of a sudden he surfaces and shows up next at the 22-yard line, first down.
From behind the defense, running to their left side behind Long and Jones. He is small. You can't see him in there. He gets lost, but you got to bring him down. He keeps it alive. He's only 5'9", 185 pounds. I don't know if he's that big, Keith.
I don't think so. Doesn't look it. But he's a solid fellow. And I mean a solid person. First down at the 22-yard line. Done again. A little skip step gets him past the first man and puts him down at the 16. That'll be a 6-yard pickup.
The Gator defense came into this ball game, Keith, pretty good against the run. They were third in the SEC, allowing only 110 yards per game on the ground.
Well, they're going to have to hunker down, because if the Florida State Seminoles can run the ball this effectively, just occasionally, they got a problem.
You know Bobby's smiling on the sideline with this drive here, especially when he's getting on the ground.
Second down and 4, back to Dunn, up the middle. That's where it's happening, and he's down to the 11. That'll be another Florida State first down. Bobby doesn't call the plays anymore. Mark Richt upstairs calls them. That is an astounding
It's
stat
unbelievable.
right there.
10 wins, 10 straight years. From behind the defense, it's a nice block there by Fordham, 71. The offensive line, Keith, doing a great job. Kevin Long, Marcus Long, and Fordham in the center especially.
In the middle of the line, just knocking them right off the ball. 6 carries for Dunn, 54 yards. And a penalty flag from the referee before the snap. So while Mr. Gentry marks this one, I'll tell you that Butch Hanna is the umpire, Bert Ackerman the head linesman, Don Shanks field judge, James Bing.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
The line judge and Bobby Aye, the side judge. Back judge is Stan Murray. They're from the SEC. Hubert Williams, number 22 in the backfield for Florida State. He's 286 pounds. He's a fullback. And he's showing you right now in this possession, he's a pretty good blocking back.
Well, that's what he's in there for, Keith. He has not been the starter all year. He's kind of been up and down. He had an injury early in the year. He's in there to block. Make no mistake about it.
First down and 15 as the ball comes back to the 16-yard line. Given again to Rock Preston, the tailback. Warwick Dunn getting a bit of a breather. It was Rock Preston in '94 who scored that tying touchdown that resulted in a 31 tie between these two teams. Rock is in there and picked up a couple of yards. It'll be second down. And about 13. Dunn's back. He's got a drink of cold water and got his wind, and he's back. Going to the right side is Andre Cooper. And you got double wide, top of the screen, and now you got a timeout called by Florida State. Time remaining first quarter, 8:10. Seminoles on the prowl. Well, it's been the Warwick Dunn show since the Florida State Seminoles got their hands on the football. This will be at the 13-yard line and second down and about 12.
Florida State in with 4 wide receivers.
Out of the shotgun, they'll hand it to Dunn. He tries to bounce to the outside. Can't get away. Run down on the play by number 54, Willie Rogers.
We showed you the current drive, 10 plays, and this is a couple of the plays that got him down here. Warwick Dunn behind that offensive line, doing a nice job blocking, but Dunn also finding where the hole is and not going down very easily.
Well, he was taken down on that last play back just inside the 17, so call it the 16-yard line, and now they're looking at third down. and a little more than 15.
No big mistakes here. Just make sure you get at least 3 out of this drive.
Busby's pass to the outside to Dunn coming out of the backfield. That's a good defensive play. He was very close to getting into the end zone, but Anton Lott, the corner on that side, held it. Lott's 5'9", 193 pounds, and he got a hold of a hind leg and would not turn loose.
You're right on, Hoss, because if he doesn't, he's out in the open field with Warwick Dunn. If he doesn't come down with him, he's going to walk in.
Scott Bentley for the 3 now. It'll be held by Travis Chambers and snapped by Clay Ingram. It'll be a 26-yard try. And Bentley has had a terrific senior season. 15 out of 17 on the year. This one's up and down the highway. And the Florida State Seminoles go to the lead with 6:43 to play in the first quarter by a score of 3-0.
Shut down Warwick Dunn. The first drive, Dunn had 51 yards and caught a pass for another 8 yards. Dunn's got the advantage so far.
Scott Bentley to kick it off for the Seminoles. Ike Hilliard and Elijah Williams, 19 and 25 respectively, are waiting for it. The wind knocks it off the tee again, so they'll have to hold it. This is the 3rd time this season the Florida Gators have trailed in a football game. They trailed to Vanderbilt 3-0, and they were behind South Carolina 0-6.
All early in the game, obviously.
Yes. At the 4-yard line, it's Hilliard. Hole up the middle. Out to the 40. They opened up a nice alley for him right up the middle. Next Saturday, a lot of stuff going on here on ABC Sports. Nebraska and Texas for the Big 12 championship. That's the inaugural at 1 Eastern time. BYU, Wyoming in the WAC's inaugural championship game at 4:30. And in the evening, it'll be Florida and Alabama at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. So stay with us. We'll entertain you. Might even wear you out. First down from the 40. The pressure coming from the other side, and not a whole lot there. Fred Taylor is the man who started the game. Fred Taylor and Terry Jackson are the bigger of the Florida running backs. Elijah Williams, maybe a half a step quicker, better receiver at 185 pounds, the other back.
Florida offensively, look at the right side. In the nation, they're 1st in scoring, 2nd in total, and 5th passing the ball. That was a little, looked like a little shovel pass.
Yep, it was. Terry Jackson is in there right now. They lost 2 yards on it. Been better if he'd have dropped it. Werfel flushed. Danny Werfel is not going to beat you with his feet. Now, as he ran out of there, you've got a penalty flag down on the field, back where he was. So let's see about that call. Some of the big uglies got tangled up back there. Holding, Florida.
Talking with Steve the other day, he said early in the game especially, he wanted to throw 3-step drop, quick throw, quick passing, get into the game, and not get the sacks and stay away from those 2 defensive ends.
So from the spot of the foul, that's winds up a 15-yard penalty. And it'll be 2nd down and 27 now. 5:35 to play in the first quarter. Florida State leading 3-0. Gators haven't done much yet. Werfel hands the ball off. This is Taylor trying to get started and finally does. And gets a little bit of it, but great pursuit by the Seminoles. And he's out of bounds about the 27-yard line. Here's Swanee.
Keith, you were talking about the University of Florida offensive line throwing the quick pass. Part of that is to help that line out because in all of 1995, their starting group started all 13 ball games for them. But 1996, counting today's game, this is the 6th different lineup that they have had. They've had to move people around because of injuries and suspicion. The only player for them that started all the games last year and this year, number 75, right guard, Donnie Young. Keith?
A 3rd down and 23 now. Down he goes. Andre Wadsworth. 282-pound junior from Miami. and the Seminoles are hot.
And that is the 62nd sack of the season. They're concerned about the ends, Wilson and Boulware, and from the inside, Wadsworth comes in. He's had some injury problems. That's only his 3rd sack of the year. They can get you from the inside or the outside.
Robbie Stevenson, the punter, 44 plus on the season. Both punters are very good. Pressure here, blocked. They blocked it, and it's down at the 2-yard line. It may have been Shevin Smith. There were 3 or 4 of them that came pouring in. Boulware looked like he was there, so we'll have a look at it and tell you.
From the left side, this is the 6th punt. This is the 6th block kick of the year for Florida State. From over here, watches the outside man goes outside, but the inside man is going to get it. Boulware, number 58. That's just a great layout and a big turnover for Florida State.
Stevenson, being a left footer, was much more available to somebody coming from that side.
58 has been catching attention all year, but it's because he's been sacking quarterbacks. In fact, he leads the nation in sacks with 19.
You got 2 fullbacks in there with Rock Preston at tailback. And a glorious opportunity right here. They hand it to the up man. That would be Pooh Bear Williams. And there is very little there for Pooh Bear as the Gators stack it up. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from about the 3.
This is a problem that the Seminoles have, Keith, when they get inside the 5-yard line, because all of their tailbacks are small. Dunn, Preston, and Feast are all small. They don't have a big back. The only big backs are their fullbacks that don't carry the ball a lot. In fact, when we did the Virginia game, remember Williams had the fumble inside the 10-yard line.
2nd down and goal. If they don't get a touchdown here, the Gators will win this scrimmage. There it is, Pooh Bear. Those are not boos. Those are altered cheers for the big old fullback. 286 pounds.
That was before the pregame meal, huh?
Yeah. Scott Bentley for the point. That's his 1st touchdown of the season. The kick is away. It's good. At 3:07 to play in the 1st quarter. The Seminoles block a punt, cash it in, lead 10-0.
Take a look at the behind the defense. This is the offensive line, Keith. They're blowing off that defensive line. There is no penetration. He just gets in there and pushes them back into the end zone. 1st touchdown of the year for Pooh Bear.
The aerial shots you're enjoying today are coming from the Bud 1 airship, traveling throughout the year, appearing at many exciting sports events across the country. The man at the controls today, Matt Elkin. Howdy, Matt. It's kind of a rough ride because there's been wind gusts and you've seen the ball blown off the tee. Gusty stuff can be relatively uncomfortable, I would think.
Is that the guy that drove you over here to the ballpark today?
No, that's the one that sent me under the bed last night. He's having a good time. Leave him alone. It's a festival when these 2 teams play. College football is a festival most every Saturday everywhere, but this one is mankind. Number 1 and number 2. A game for the constituency. Since this is the capital city, this kick will go way back beyond the end zone. The wind is at their back going that way, so they get a little extra carry on the ball. And so Florida now shocked and pummeled already at 3:07 to go in the first quarter. They need something to happen good for them.
They've made two mistakes, Keith. Number one, Werfel threw an interception in Florida State's end zone. That turned the ball over. And secondly, when they couldn't get anything offensively, they had a punt block, which the worst area of all is inside your own 10-yard line.
And Fred Taylor's very, very late getting onto the field. They were already at the line of scrimmage ready to snap the ball, and realized he wasn't out there. And they get it off. Werfel throws it to him. Dropped it. So that play was probably doomed from the get-go.
Well, the Gators are a little shook up, Keith. They're behind by 10 points. You mentioned earlier they've only been behind twice all season long. They made two critical mistakes. Their personnel group on the field is not correct. You know, Spurrier's going to say, hey, let's just get it together, guys. Relax and just take it down.
He sends Elijah Williams out to the tailback position. He's the lighter at 185 pounds, but very quick and a good receiver. And he's in there right now in a very tight position, and he's going down the middle as a receiver. And Danny Werfel can't do a thing about it because the Seminoles have just eaten him up. Greg Spires, number 90. At the conclusion of the game, Chevrolet most valuable players from each team. Chevrolet over the years awarding $6 million in scholarships to the various colleges and universities across the country. All the money going into the general scholarship fund.
It's the second sack for the Seminoles. They're averaging 6 a game.
And it's 3rd down and 17 right now. So Florida State just jumping all over them right now. Williams pops out of there and gets up to about the 25-yard line where Shevin Smith, number 30, hit him right on the numbers and stopped it. That is short of the first down.
Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, has got to really be happy with the way his defensive group are playing.
So it'll be 4th and about 5 with 1 minute and 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. And here's Robbie Stevenson again. Remember, he's a left footer. Boulware came from the left side the last time, or looking at it from the defensive side of the ball, the right side. This time he gets the full leg swing and gets it out, but it's into the wind, and there's going to be a penalty flag thrown downfield. One of the men downfield under the ball was number 9 for Florida State. That was Peter Warwick. Somebody decked him, so that's what gets the flag.
He's saying, Mama, I got a headache. Who hit me? He didn't even have a chance.
There's another flag back up here on the Florida State 40, and 2 flags down near the Florida 40, and 2 flags down to the Florida State 40. So we may have foul on each side here. If we do, we'll kick it again. If it's a double foul,
Illegal substitution against the defense.
that's 12 men.
Interference with the opportunity to catch the kick. Kicking team will replay
Offset.
it down.
So they'll get to kick it again, and that's a break for the Gators. Otherwise, Florida State was going to have that football at around midfield.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's any question that that he was hit too soon. I don't know what Spurrier was so upset about. I'd want to re-kick it if I were the Gators.
Warwick is the deep man. Stevenson gets it out. It's a low liner. There's some room. Number 1 got a piece of him, but now Warwick breaks it. He's got some help and taken down at the Gator 39-yard line. He was 1 man short in his ticket. Otherwise, he would have taken it home. 32-yard punt and an 18-yard return.
Special teams advantage to Florida State. So far, it's a nice play by Capers, 23, not to block the man in the back. We've got a nice return going here. And of course, the block punt earlier in the ballgame.
The pregame comments of the two coaches was, Steve Spurrier, let's not give him a cheap one, special teams, okay?
Right.
His has collapsed so far. Bobby Bowden, we got to get pressure on Werfel. If we can't beat him. All those things have happened so far. Busby going big. Warwick down under it. He's got it. Peter Warwick down under the ball at the 2-yard line. So a huge play. The ball is inside the 2. It's first and goal for the Seminoles. They lead 10-0, and they're looking for more.
Like the Gators got off the bus, but they left their heads when they in the hotel when they left. They are not into this ball game, Keith. Everything has gone away from them. They are not making the plays.
This is Busby. Throws. Touchdown. Melvin Pearsall. Is that a flag? I see a huddle by the officials. That usually means there's laundry on the field.
Contact, foul against the offense. Be penalized on the kickoff.
It's a celebration.
Yeah.
Rule after the kickoff, and it's going to be one of those days for the Gators. They're going to have to come from behind, and down right now, what, 16 points down.
About to be 17 if Scott Bentley, the senior from Aurora, Colorado, can knock it through. Scott came in as a heralded freshman. Has had a few bumps on his road, but is heading down the home stretch in high style. That is good. And it's Florida State 17, Florida nothing, with 59 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Here's a play that set up the touchdown. First down right after the punt return. Busby looks to the right. Now he's got single coverage. Weary, number 24, doesn't see the ball. Warwick makes the play. Warwick sees it. That's a good catch.
Yeah, that's a case of a receiver making the play.
Well, he had the coverage. He just didn't make the play. And Busby, the more this goes on, the more his confidence level rises. Here's the touchdown. Little fake to our left. Or when you're running and throwing the ball, you know, and then you can run the ball first down passes on the goal line. That's like stealing right there, that pass to Pearsall for the touchdown.
Big old tight end got one.
Yes, sir. They throw it to him down inside the 5. Here's a look at what Florida has done with their first 3 possessions. An interception, a block punt, and then a punt that was returned for about 25 yards.
Mike Hilliard and Elijah Williams are the deep people as Bentley has kicked it out of the end zone previous times, but this one is caught at the 7 and will be returned by Ike Hilliard. And he gets it back out to the 45-yard line. So that's a pretty good return by Ike again. And a good place to start.
Florida State defensively, first quarter, interception. There's a sack. There's another sack. As advertised, Florida State defense tops in the nation, setting the tone first quarter.
And the Gators now shot. Try to shake it off with Elijah Williams and Terry Jackson in the backfield. Different alignment here. Looking for something different from the 45. First down. 48 seconds. First quarter remaining. Gives the ball to Jackson. Big play for Terry. The 213-pounder runs it all the way down to the Florida State 35-yard line. First down, Gators.
This is a play that Steve, I think, put in this ball game. Whenever you have ends up the field, that's always good.
Werfel calling his play. Change the formation. Run it with Williams. Couple of yards, that'll do it. And time will tick out on the first quarter. So after one surprising score, Florida State 17, Florida nothing.
Like a rock, I was strong as I could be. Like a rock, nothing ever got to me.
Chevy's got the highest resale value of any full-size pickup.
Like a rock,
Of course, to find that out, you'd have to sell it.
like a rock.
And the little dragon looked up to the moon with fire burning in his eyes, and he
Why
said,
does he have fire in his eyes?
because he's a dragon.
How come he's a dragon and not a dinosaur?
Well,
How
because...
big is how come he
When you use your Visa card this holiday season, we'll make a donation to Reading is Fundamental. Together, we'll bring kids a million stories.
Have I answered everybody's question?
When do we get snacks?
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
They say the 50s were the golden age of television. But today we can actually use our TVs to surf the internet. So we can go places we've always dreamed of going. Find out about almost anything. Hear things we've never heard before. Amazing.
Web TV from Philips Magnavox. The power of the internet now on your own television.
They are a new breed of individual investor, and their numbers are growing. They know the power of information, and they don't act on impulse. They go into a stock armed with facts, building portfolios for the long haul. For this new breed of investor, a major new resource from NASDAQ, stock quotes, price performance, and soon, company news and personal portfolio tracking. Accessible instantly over the internet at NASDAQ.com.
Well, if you're wearing the red-looking color there, the garnet, isn't that what it is?
Yes,
Officially?
sir. Yes, sir.
Then you're a happy camper. But the folks in white, they're kind of walking around saying, life is not so good. Elijah Williams is back there now with Danny Werfel. It is 2nd down and 8 for the Gators. The ball is on the Florida State 33. Werfel in trouble again. He's taken down by number 90, Greg Spires, his 2nd quarterback sack, and here's one.
Well, Keith, you know, this ball game splits families and who have been together and they've gone off to school. I've got 2 cheerleaders, Liz, who goes to Florida State, and Tina, she goes to Florida. Now, how do you 2 girls handle this rivalry when you play each other?
We just remember that family's first and we love each other before anything, but I think that both of us really want our own teams to win, so it's really hard. It's just hard, but I love Tina. She's great. I hope we win now.
And Tina?
Yeah, we just try our hardest to cheer best for the team and do our best job, and we always remember that we love each other. And we're sisters.
Well, you've got your work cut out for you, Tina. Keith?
It's hard, she said. It's hard. I guarantee you. Gators have got a pretty good-sized mountain to climb. 2nd down and 13 after that last sack. And the home crowd trying to help the defense. And they're coming, and that little quick pass is intercepted at the 35-yard line. Henry Crockett. Ike Hilliard was the man for whom the pass was intended, but I don't think Ike ever touched it.
Florida State defensively is dominating this game. Werfel checking off, tries to hit the pop pass, doesn't see the interception because it's deflected up into the air, and Crockett, number 45, got through 3 turnovers for Florida in a little over a quarter.
Willie Cohen's put the quarterback down on every play. The Noles are trying to put Werfel on his back. So it's first down for the Seminoles at their own 35-yard line. And here comes Warwick Dunn. And he makes you hold your breath if you're on the other side. He'll pick up about a yard on that play.
Here's a look at the numbers in the first quarter. You notice the 1 turnover for Florida does not show the block punt in there. Plays about the same time of possession, but it's the mistakes, Keith, the turnovers that have, and the block punt.
Second down and 9. Dunn again. Bates and Lawrence Wright. Lawrence Wright, the strong safety, was literally on the line of scrimmage that time and locked his legs at about the 40-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and 5. We're in the second quarter of play. 13-15 to go to the half. 17-0. Florida State leading.
The Seminoles have won 7 of the last 10 meetings with Florida.
And all the Noles have to do if they can win this is back from Yolans. Diet. Busby's pass a little bit behind Peter Warwick and incomplete. So here comes Sean Liss, the Florida State punter, onto the field, and he's a good one. Averaging up around the middle 40s, just under 43 per kick. Jaquez Green is back. You give him a little daylight, and all you hear is a whoosh. No pressure to speak of. Low kick, though, and Green fumbles the ball. But he covers it. And Steve Spurrier has a very dry throat for the moment. My goodness.
And pressure Werfel. Well, so far you've seen that. FSU has averaged 6 sacks on the year per game. They already have 2 here today, and they've pressured him several other times.
You're so good, you can probably go home at halftime. You got this thing figured out. Elijah Williams and Terry Jackson.
The other thing is Florida isn't dead, let me tell you that.
Werfel's pass intercepted by Vernon Crawford. Penalty flag on the field. Well, let's see about the flag. Gators are saying it's against the Noles. Let's see.
Interference. Defense.
Interception goes away.
Yeah, it's a tough one for Bowden, but it's a big break for the Gators. Werfel, I don't know if the receiver that he was trying to get the ball was jammed to him, but he just underthrew it. Crawford was right there.
And how about the game plan put together by Mickey Andrews?
So far, it is outstanding. But
letter perfect.
But when you put pressure on a quarterback, Keith, I don't care how good he is. If he doesn't have time or doesn't think he's going to have time, he's going to throw it a little quicker.
Well, Danny has good reason not to feel right about now. He doesn't have time. He's been on his back all day. 1st and 10. Werfel put some air under it. He's got Anthony down there. It's touchdown, Gators.
Well, they call him out.
No, they call him out at the 1. They've called him on the chalk. Anthony come back. He wants a debate, but they pull him away, and I thought he cantered in, but look for yourself.
Here are your skill players. Outstanding speed at wide receiver and very good defensive backs, but this is just a streak. Anthony goes by him. Don't count the Gators out, Keith. They have too much skill and too much big play and explosiveness. 17 points doesn't affect him, and he is out. Yeah, he is out.
He could have made it in there if he'd have paid attention to it, but it's first down and goal from the 1 now for the Gators. And Werfel calls timeout, and they've got 2 left. So that's their first timeout of the first half. Chrysler and the cab Ford sedans of Chrysler. What's new in your world? And Domino's Pizza, who introduces their newest crust sensation, Roma Herb Crust Pizza.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it sounds like Herb Crust ought to be a linebacker. All right, Danny Werfel calls his play, had a conference with the coach. First and goal, throws it to the corner. It's touchdown, Jaquez Green. And so the Gators get on the board and ease some of the pain.
Well, you got that right, Keith. They needed something positive to happen. They needed a big play. They needed what other team in America on the first and goal on the 1-yard line would put 3 wide receivers to the right side and throw on first down? He's just throwing away. He knows that Cozy, from film study, probably knows that Cozy doesn't see the ball well when it's coming at him in the end zone.
Bart Edmiston out of Matt Teague's hold, and Michael Yonkins' snap makes the play. With 12:22 to go in the first half, it is now 17-7. Coming up next here on ABC Sports, John Daly, Fred Couples, Tom Watson. We know all about them, but here's the young one that suddenly appeared on the horizon, Tiger Woods. The Skins game. That's coming up next, right here. What do you think, Robert? Think that kid's gonna? You think he's gonna make some money? Don't
I'd take the kid. Yeah, I'll take the kid. Who do you like?
Oh, I like Freddie. But you know what? Tom's just whacking it, dead solid right now. Hitting it is solid.
It's unbelievable what Tiger Woods has done, Keith, on the PGA Tour in the short period of time that he's been out there.
Right. He's too young to know how hard it is.
Yes. Yeah.
Matt Teague from Keystone Heights will kick it off. Lavernus Coles and Dee Feaster are the deep people for the Seminoles. Coles is 7 and Feaster 33. Feaster's a sophomore and Coles is a freshman, so we've got a lot of freshmen playing all across the country in big ball games this year. It's amazing how many freshmen are playing in games that mean so much.
That's over. That's over. You're based.
Yes, indeed. There's a whole lot of coaching going on the Florida
Well, and
side.
what they're doing, he's talking to the offensive line, trying to get the blocking scheme settled. Florida State's come out and really confused that offensive line.
And one of the problems for the Gators, again, is inexperience in the offensive line.
Oh, no question. We talked about that before the game.
So they have to hold it and kick it off, and it's on its way. Wind under it, and knows when to gather a yard deep in the end zone, but Coles is coming out with it and doing very well, thank you. And he fights his way all the way out to the 34-yard line before they finally get a halter on him. So that's about a 35-yard return. In fact, though, you only get credit from the goal line. So here comes Mr. Busby and company as they lead 17-7.
He's got that left wrist wrap. That's a hairline fracture that happened a few weeks back. Last week's injury to Busby was a slightly sprained right knee. He's got a brace on his right knee. But, he's in there giving it a go.
Warwick Dunn is the deep man.
4 of 7 for Busby, 62 yards, 1 touchdown.
Blue Bears block it. Busby's throwing. Not all day. Now lets it go, and it is incomplete. It was Dunn who finally broke out of the pack, realized that what had been planned on the other side of the field wasn't working. So he dispatched himself, and Shea Showers prevented him from catching it.
Well, that was a play that Florida State had worked on during the week. First down, play action pass. They tried to slip him out. There was nobody out on the right side. They wanted to get Dunn deep, and just didn't get him down there.
Trailer was on the high side of your picture, on the other side of the field, and there was nothing over there for him at all.
There's Mark on the left side. He is ex-quarterback, University of Miami, backed up Jim Kelly.
Coach for Howard Schnellenberger. Busby's pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for E.G. Green. Pass intended for Peter Warwick.
The strength of this... Who was it?
Peter Warwick.
Yeah, number 9. The strength of this defense for Florida, Keith, are the defensive backs. It'll be a good battle all day. Busby against those defensive backs.
Here's trouble, too. Cooper's coming in with play, number 1.
It's coming in late. You only got 9 seconds to get this ball snapped.
Better hurry. He made it. Just barely. That ball's thrown away. The receiver turned upfield. Ball was thrown well behind him. And Seminoles don't do much with that possession.
Yeah, and that's what the Gators needed. If you wanted to get, if you're a Gator wearing a Gator hat, the momentum's slightly shifting now. They've stopped the Seminoles the last 3 possessions.
Sean Liss is number 29. First kick was 30 yards. Winds right into his face. Is strong. No, that's not very good. Tail dragger, though. It might roll some. And it rolls inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So it winds up not too bad. 11:42 to go in the first half. 10-point lead. Seminoles.
Just because something hasn't been done before, does that mean it can't be done?
Fred Taylor, the deep back. Florida's ball on the 29. Nobody behind Werfel. Changing his play. It's hard to do in a setting like this. They got him again. Number 96, Connell Spain. The other tackle gets a sack. So they're doing pretty well with Messrs. Wilson and Boulware, but Wadsworth and Spain now have 3 sacks between them.
Exactly. It's the defensive tackles inside, Keith. The 3 defensive linemen that are getting the pressure on them. Look at here, Florida mistakes today. They've had 2 passes intercepted. They've had a punt blocked, and they've allowed 3 sacks. We've played a little over a quarter.
And they're coming again. Dump it off. It goes to Taylor. Taylor's got a first down. Taylor's all the way to the Florida State 38-yard line.
But Keith, you know, you saw a shot of Spurrier over there on the sideline wringing his hands. For every action, there's a reaction. Spurrier finds out what they're doing well, and I've got something to counter it. It's a little screen pass up the middle. Let the lineman come, little flip there. If they're rushing me hard, I'll screen and draw.
That's a great run there by Taylor.
Well, they've got big play people at every position, Keith.
Fueled by frustration, nothing else.
Yeah.
First down from the 38 of Florida State now for the Gators. And Mac Gentry waves his arms and says Florida has called for a timeout. 10:28 to play in the first half. Gators are stirring again.
Rosie's spending a fortune redecorating, but money can't buy taste.
It's a little revealing.
I know. I got it for when Dan comes home to distract him in case you don't like the furniture.
On an all-new Roseanne. Then it's Lisa versus her mom in the battle of the control freaks.
Your problem is you always want to have the last word.
Not to.
It's the mother of all wars on an all-new Life's Work. Then Brad's getting serious. Time for Tim's talk on responsibility and safety.
Responsibility and safety. Are you sure I'm the right person for this?
Home Improvement, followed by Spin City ABC Tuesday.
Well, you know, ordinarily you'd say that was the best seat in the house on the Bud 1 airship. Not today. It's bumpy up there. It's gusty winds, but it sure does give you a pretty picture. The crowd today, as you look down upon Doak Campbell Stadium, the crowd, 80,932. That is a new stadium attendance record. The previous record, 1995, when the Hurricanes were here from Miami, 80,350. And we had 80,230 something the Virginia game earlier this year.
Look at the defensive line, Keith. The linebacker sneaking up in the defensive line. That creates problems for the offense.
Werfel has a little time, gets it off. It is intercepted. No, dropped. He had it in his hands, and as he fell, he could not hold it. It was Sean Hamlet. Ike Hilliard was down there, but Hamlet really was the only man with a chance to catch it.
That ball was thrown to the inside. He expected him to be inside. Here's the offensive line blocking.
Once again, Werfel is on his back.
He's getting hit every time he throws it. He expected Hilliard, number 19, to be inside. I was watching him as he went downfield. The ball comes out late. He made a little move to the inside and then jumped back outside, and Werfel had to throw it inside.
2nd down and 10. That's thrown to the outside. Hilliard's inside. They're not on the same page. And there's a flag. Personal foul on Florida State. So the Gators get a break.
These two teams, Keith, are the most penalized teams in their respective conferences.
Personal foul against the defense. Automatic first down, 15 yards.
UK and Mickey Andrews reacting to the call there. But you can hear how hard the wind's blowing off the referee's microphone.
That's Crawford, 47, right there at the end of the play. I don't know if that was what they called or not.
5 flags and 61 yards against the Seminoles so far. It is now first down Gators at the Seminoles 23. This is Taylor and Fred Taylor. Wigwags and slips and slides and squeezes and squirms and gets to the 19. He got 4 yards. This field is very firm, very fast field.
It's a fast track, and Florida State wants it that way because they've got a lot of skill players, wide receivers, running backs, and DBs. That's the way they like it, but Florida, they like that recipe also.
Jaquez Green is that man way down at the bottom of the picture. Anthony is a little closer to the ball. They're on the same side. Werfel puts it up. Nobody there. Again, they're not on the same page. Werfel was flattened again, and there's a penalty flag thrown right down where he was knocked down. Here's the call on the flag.
Roughing the passer, on the defense, half the distance, automatic first down.
That's 7 penalties on the Seminoles.
Well, here's what Mickey Andrews' defense is doing. They're putting all these guys up on the line of scrimmage, and they're blitzing. Now, what he wanted to do was get a little fade straight down the sideline at the bottom of the screen. Blitz from the safety. That's just a miscommunication with the receiver. Yeah, that's a good call. That hits a little bit late.
Elijah Williams in the backfield now. Penalty flag's the biggest ground gainer on this possession. And Werfel calls timeout.
Seems as though Werfel is getting knocked down.
No, he didn't either. They're charging this to Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida State called it.
Say, it looks like he's getting knocked down on every pass, Keith.
Well, that's what Nebraska did to him in that bowl game last year. They hammered him on every play. But Werfel just gets up and goes about his business. Tonight at 8 Eastern Time here on ABC Sports, Lou Holtz will take the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame into the Coliseum for the last time. And who knows, John Robinson might be there for the last time, because the stories have been rife out west that whether or not John would be there next year. And it's partly his call, I guess, and maybe not all, but there's a good bit of conversation about it, because there is no question what Southern California had not performed to the level that he, the players, and everybody else expected.
And that's one of those rivalries, Keith, where Notre Dame just seems to own the Trojans. I think that USC has not beaten Notre Dame in the last 13 games.
It doesn't grind on anybody more than it does Robbie. Of course, Lou having resigned from Notre Dame, and still hasn't told anybody in his own words why. Just thought it was the right thing to do, which with $40 and will get you a couple of loaves of bread at the grocery store.
But there's more to it than that. He speaks very highly about it, but he'll be coaching somewhere next year.
Florida State with no more timeouts remaining now. That was the last one. Elijah Williams, the running back. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Florida trying to score again. 17-7 ball game. Crowd coming up trying to help the defense. Pressure coming. Werfel's pass. Touchdown. Jaquez Green. And a penalty flag right back there again. There were two Seminoles that just buried Werfel, and the penalties against Florida State. The touchdown will count.
First down.
Well, didn't he score?
Yeah, he scored. The official just had it wrong. Here's Boulware from the outside. That's what they've called, and that's a good call, Keith.
They want to go for two? Or are they going to go one?
They're just lining up over there, and then they're going to shift over.
You never know. That's the old swinging gate. They can do anything out of it. Edmiston. When you work with a Spurrier ball game, it's kind of like working Hayden Fry ball game. You got to remember. They got a lot of things in their pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Bushels have stopped it.
Pushing and shoving going on the field.
Oh, false start. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Trying to make it a 17-14 ball game with 9:29 to play in the first half. Took a long time to get order on the Gator side, but looks like they've finally gotten themselves into the ball game. Oh, that snap was almost bobbled away, but they get it down and get it up, and it's good. So Edmiston makes it, and now it is a 3-point game.
The first quarter belonged to the Seminoles, and the second quarter so far has belonged to the Gators. Let's go back and take a look at the touchdown. Here's a receiver out here on the sideline. He's just going to run a slant. The other two receivers are kind of like flare control, and Werfel is just going to find the open guy. Just runs a little slant. The key to this one, though, Keith, is 3 steps and throw the ball very quickly. Watch the 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3, and throw. And he still gets hit. That's a roughing the quarterback, no question. There's a look at it from the other side. Just running slants, and those are easy passes to throw if you're getting pressured.
When you get knocked down like that 35 or 40 times, in the first 3 quarters of the football game, the 4th quarter can get very long.
Well, Werfel has thrown the ball 12 times. He's been pressured twice and knocked down 7 times, Keith, and sacked 3 others. So every time he's throwing it, somebody's in his face.
They will kick off from midfield after the penalty. That possession, 6 plays, 71 yards. Jaquez Green's touchdown is a 9-yard reception. And of course, that's in the stands. Souvenir. Here's 20.
Well, Keith, Danny Werfel is taking a lot of hits, but he's hanging in there. But right down the sideline, they're working on him. They're working on his jersey. While they haven't ripped him apart physically too badly, they're ripping his jersey right off his back. So the equipment guy had to come over and sew him up before they send him back out, Keith.
Yeah, but the thing you like about this guy is his expression doesn't change. His manner doesn't change. His demeanor is the same. He's respectful of even the guy that's pounding on him. He just simply gets up, goes out there, and sticks it right in his ear again.
He's a class act, Keith. He says, you know, it's all right. Good hit. I'll just beat you the way we're supposed to beat you and the way it's going to hurt you the most, and that's score points on you.
So it's first down for the Seminoles with Warwick Dunn. The deep back from the 20-yard line. They've been pretty quiet now for a while, and Dunn breaks it out. Is he exciting or what? And finally, the Gators get to him at the 30-yard line. Lawrence Wright finally ran him down. 50 yards. So the young man from the city of the Red Stick is having a day.
Take a look at the blocking up front. The defensive play. Stay in your lanes. There's a missed tackle right there. That's Kirsch, 42, that missed the tackle, and one man in the secondary is not going to bring him down. Wright, number 4, is going to come into the picture and just kind of wait for him, wait on him, and brings him down.
106 yards on 10 carries. Somebody lost a shoe as Pooh Bear Williams hammers over the left side for a yard. There you are. Now, earlier in the game, he went over 1,000 yards. He's been over 1,000 yards 3 successive seasons.
The thing that impresses me, Keith, in doing all of that, he has also caught 128 passes in his career, 12 touchdowns.
And he's helping raise his brothers and sisters. Call it second down and 10. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. 17-14 ball game. Up the middle, Dunn. He's going to be at about the 26.
Middle linebacker, Darrell Bush. The leading tackler, Bates, yeah.
Both middle linebackers with that 44, and
yes.
they both occupy a lot of territory.
And both lead their teams in tackles, Keith.
Yep. Very heady player. Did that as coach. They're down and 6 now. For Florida State, trying to answer the 2 touchdowns by the Gators, and that ball is thrown wide to the right, and it'll bring up 4th down. And let's see about the flag. It's thrown by one of the people on the side, on the far side. It's against the Seminoles. So they're making a lot of mistakes now. That's about 8 penalties on them.
Steve says, take him back, let him do it again.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul, 3rd down.
And that sound coming across Mac Gentry's microphone tells you that they've got to be pretty close if they have any ideas trying to make a field goal, because the wind is very crisp.
They are into the breeze. That's right. Look at Bobby's jacket blowing in the breeze there. All the points, Keith. 17 in the first quarter, and the 14 by Florida in the second quarter, all scored with the wind to the left end of the field.
It'll be 3rd down and 24 after that penalty, the spot of the foul, and Busby back, chased out of the pocket, gets his pass away, caught by Dunn, he falls down, and it'll be 4th down, and the Seminoles are going to have to punt that ball. So, Mo continues to wear white.
Well, Mo is with the wind also. You know, it's how often do you see that in a big game? A lot of pressure on the game. One team comes out sky high and the other is flat, and then the momentum reverses itself.
Sean Liss. Jaquez Green waiting. This gets it high, kicks it away from Green, and it goes bumpity bump, 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 10-yard line. This is Florida's last possession. And as we said a while ago, the old penalty flag was the leading ground gainer in that possession.
And Werfel says, you knock me down, and I'll get you back. Obviously, Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator and the defensive staff for Florida State, wanted to come out and knock Werfel down every time he threw it.
Gators start on the 10. First down, Werfel turns, hands the ball to Taylor. And Taylor is hit right at the line of scrimmage by Shevin Smith. A strong safety.
What's Danny Werfel done today? He's thrown it 12 times, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 pressures, 6 knockdowns.
Working on Peter Warwick right there. Second down and 8. Werfel has time, gets it away, and it is incomplete. Ike Hilliard had double coverage. He did not have time to take a look at the deep man.
Well, there was nobody open, and he just bought some time. This is the #1 defense in the country. Boulware, 58, leads the nation in sacks. It's triple teamed at times and still gets there to knock him down.
Every time he throws it, somebody hits it.
Leaves him a calling card.
13-yard line. Third down and 8. Crowd trying to help the defense. Werfel trying to change the play. Can't do it. Calls time. That's their last one at 6:10 to play in the first half. So both teams now are out of timeout. Or is it timeouts? Tomorrow night on ABC starts with America's Funniest Home Videos, followed by Vanessa Williams' first television special. Guests include Phil Collins, Luther Vandross, Shania Twain, and Rosie O'Donnell. Christmas in New York. Then Kirstie Alley stars at the world premiere of Suddenly. That's all tomorrow night on ABC. Temperature 71, 72, maybe 73 degrees. Very pleasant day, Tallahassee, Florida. Home team leading at one time by 17, now leading by 3. The visiting team has finally found a way to get something happening. Right now they're looking at third down and about 8 from their own 13-yard line.
Did you ever think, Keith, when Florida was down 17 points early in the first quarter, that they would not be back in this ballgame?
No, not really. But there was a time when it looked like they might be down by a lot more.
What was it Bobby said when we talked to him the other day? If you're down by, you could be down by 17, 20 points. This is like it's like a run in basketball. One team has scored a lot of points.
Played in surges.
Yeah, surges.
Third and 8. Passes away and is there. Rydell Anthony out at the 25-yard line. First down, Gators. You give him time, and he will go home with your favorite hat.
Here's a look at the receiver. He's just going to run a curl. Watch the secondary now. Let's stop it right there. You see the receiver, he's roping. There's a lot of room downfield because there's a lot of people stretching and pursuing the quarterback.
Anthony has 4 catches for 81 yards. Terry Jackson's in the backfield. Number 22. That ball is thrown away. He was trying to loop it out to Terry Jackson, but Jackson had a lot of company. Big old Vernon Crawford, all 240 pounds of him, a linebacker, was right there with him. That Boulware gets around too. You know, that Boulware and Renard Wilson 55, those defensive ends have no problem going out with a receiver in the flat. There's a lot of good defensive ends, Chris. A lot of them.
Yes, sir. Got a lot of good pairs of defensive ends, too.
Right. Fred Taylor's back. Werfel goes up under center, wanting to change it again, and the crowd sensing it, just giving him the business. He gives it away to Taylor. And Taylor is not going to get anything out of it on 2nd down and 10, so it'll be 3rd down and about 9. You are looking at a pretty good defensive football team right there in red.
Woohoo! Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator. He says the thing that scares me is the ability of their wide receivers to run with the football after they catch it.
5 minutes to go in the first half. Nobody behind Werfel. Now they slip in the cracks, and here they come. And the little quick pass is completed, and that's enough for a 1st down. It's across the 35. Move your chains.
This is the pressure defense. Spurrier said earlier in the week, he says all these defensive coordinators must have went to a convention to play the same way. Look, they're all at the line of scrimmage. There's nobody back deep in the secondary. Everybody is get their linebackers up in the line of scrimmage, get tight coverage, bump and run, and don't give the quarterback a lot of time to throw the ball. To do that, you've got to have good cornerbacks.
Darrell Bush setting the defense, number 44, middle linebacker. And ball is handed off inside, and Bush is involved in the tackle. Let's see about the flag. Came a little late. Spain, number 96 right there, motioning. It's against Florida. Eavesdropping. He was at the bottom of that pile.
Dead ball, personal foul, offense, 15-yard penalty.
Oh, that's a hurt. That's a hurt for the Gators. But the Seminoles have had to absorb 8 penalty flags themselves here in this first half of play. Florida has had only 4. It's not especially the number of flags you get, but where they happen. It's so damaging. So it comes back, and it will be 2nd down and 20. About 21, actually. Here he comes, got it away, past to Taylor. Taylor ran right out of the arms of Spain and pounds his way up to the 45-yard line. Almost, maybe the 44, but again, Werfel took a lick.
This is a little shovel pass. Again, one of the little things that Spurrier has come up with to try and beat this rush. Watch the 2 ends come way up. 21. He just kind of shovels it. Little pass. Spain was on the ground, but this is one of the ways the quarterback draws the defensive ends upfield, and you just throw it to the receiver back up in the line.
3rd down and 1. It's a pitch. And Taylor won't get the 1st down. Number 45 sprung it out. Henry Crockett and Dexter Jackson put him away.
You think these guys don't like to play defense like this, Keith? Aggressive, in your face?
1 yard. You think he'll go?
He's thinking about it. Take a look from the other side.
He's going. 4th and 1. Now you got a penalty flag before the play. Referee.
That was a little shenanigans there, wasn't it?
Well, sure was. I think they're going to get penalized too.
You got no timeouts left. They don't have any timeouts left.
Don't have any timeouts.
Tried to call one.
Dead ball, offside, defense, 1st down. Hey!
Darrell Bush, believe it or not, was the man that was flagged on that play. Offside, they called.
Florida went to the line of scrimmage very quickly and got the Seminoles to jump off sides.
And it's at midfield, first down. 2:44 to play in the first half. As they say, a lot of time. There's a little swing outside to Jackson. And Jackson trying to get some help from number 51, Ryan College. And the flag is thrown near the line of scrimmage. So let's see about this one.
Holding, offense, 10 yards, foul, first down.
Against the Gators again. We have had an abundance of penalty flags. Most of these people playing football on the field have at one time or another, because most of these are young people are from Florida, but they've known each other a good long time and many times competed against each other. So that just heightens, I think, the contest.
Keith, just go back to that fourth down play. Now watch. Bush right here steps across the line of scrimmage because he wants to call a timeout. It has no timeouts left, so Florida just snaps the ball. That's how they got the first down on that fourth down play.
Pass is thrown deep. He's there, and it is tipped away from him. Radell Anthony, and the ball looked like was just tipped away by number 2, Samari Roll.
We told you there'd be a lot of action. There's a lot of skill players, a lot of explosiveness. It's just straight down the field. He just gets enough of it to deflect it away from him.
Oh,
just
close.
tipped it. Just
back comes to the 42-yard line, where it is second down and 18 now. Pressure coming. Werfel ducked away from it. Has to pull it down, and he's run out of bounds at the 44.
I know one player is going to be tired and sore after this ball game, and you're looking at him right now.
Oh, boy. He went out of bounds all right, but 282 pounds of Andre Wadsworth was riding him. So make it third down and 16 now for the Florida Gators at 1:55 to play in the first half. 17-14. Florida State leads. We've got 5 receivers available for Werfel now. They've got to protect him. Wilson got over the block and goes after him, and the pass is thrown deep and intercepted by Samari Roll back at the 24-yard line. And Werfel got up very slowly because Wilson really let him have one.
Well, there was no backs in the backfield, Keith. There's single coverage everywhere. Single coverage out here, but the problem is right here there's no backs in the backfield to help protect, and the defensive linemen see that. He just jumps over him. Werfel knows he has to throw it quickly and threw it way before the receiver was past the roll.
55 is Renard Wilson, and he's alone.
There is pressure on every play. There is pressure from the defense for Florida State to get to him, and if they don't get to him, Werfel's going to put pressure on the defensive backs with his receivers.
So here they come from the 24-yard line. The ball is handed off to Warwick Dunn, and he's on the loose again. Out to the 47 for a first down.
You look at that offensive line. Just a draw play. He just shuffled in, got the ball. That's just making your linemen look good. They're doing a nice job, but Dunn, the shiftiness, sliding around. I have never seen him run as well as he's running today, Keith.
Rock Preston replaces him. And Busby back to throw to the sideline. Pass is completed to Andre Cooper. And Cooper is right about the marker. It looks like it'll be a first down. It is. A minute 25 to go in the first half. Noles have time. They lead by 3. They've been very quiet offensively in the second quarter. Busby gets it away under pressure. It's going deep, and the pass is incomplete. Lavernus Coles, the speed burner, was down the field and had no chance to make the catch. And so for a change, the Gator defense puts Busby on his back.
As you mentioned, Coles is their fastest wide receiver, Keith, and a true freshman. Weary had the coverage.
You know, I remember Weary when he showed up in a ball game as a freshman, and he had a tremendous second half. You know, everybody goes, "Woo, who is that kid?" Well, he's been a starter ever since, I think.
Yes, he's been a 4-year starter, 3-year starter. But this secondary is awfully good, Keith. Maybe one of the best in the country.
That back, Busby swings it off. The pass to Rock Preston. Preston is tackled by #1 Tony George, a sophomore out of Cincinnati. And the loss is back to the 49 of Florida State. So that's a big loss.
It's a nice play by George, too. It was good vision on his part to see what was developing behind the line of scrimmage, behind the line, and get up there and make the play.
They'll make it 3rd down at 18. The clock continues to run. Neither team with a timeout.
You don't like to see that. Looks like Dunn is going into the locker room. It looks like he's limping on that leg.
Yes, he is. Busby again sandwiched. Here's the penalty flag out of the referee's bucket.
Ball came out.
The ball loose and covered by the Gators, but that flag was thrown some time ago before the ball came out. Might be on the Noles. If it is, the Gators might have a shot at it.
Illegal block against the offense is refused.
First down, Florida.
You got it. Busby steps up. Now when you're in trouble, put the ball away. Protect the ball. There you go. It's knocked loose. The Gators get a break.
20 seconds. They got 2 shots at it. If they can protect Werfel. That goes to Anthony. He's out of bounds, stopping the clock at the 36-yard line. Now they're close enough to put it in the end zone. The clock continuing to run, and they don't give him the out of bounds. But they should have stopped the clock to move the chains at the end of the play.
Yes.
About 4 seconds rolled off of it.
Well, the Gators need to be up there and snap the ball as soon as it's waved ready for play. There you go.
Now he spikes it. And he's got 3 seconds. So he's got 1 play to stick the ball in the end zone or get it down there close enough so somebody might run it in.
Yep.
You listen to this crowd now when the Gators come out and try to run that 1 play. They better have something
they're going to kick it, I think.
Figured out.
Try the field goal.
They are going to go for the field goal.
Right.
So they will send Bart Edmiston out and try to tie it at halftime. His longest is in the 40-49-yard range. This one is going to be spotted at the 43. It's a 53-yarder. It will be his longest ever. Short. Not by much, but short by about a yard. And so the halftime score, Florida State owning the first quarter, 17. Florida owning the second quarter.
He's been hit 17 of the 23 times. He's dropped back to throw.
That's a whooping. That'll make him awfully sore next week. All right, the Gators kick it off. Seminoles have the first offensive possession. That's about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and it's coming out with Dee Feaster. And he comes back to the 25-yard line, and there the Seminoles will start it.
Some numbers will throw you at you. Total yardage, Florida a little bit more than Florida State. Florida not being able to run the ball. Florida State not being able to throw it very much. But the turnovers, 3 turnovers that Florida had only led to 3 points for the Seminoles.
Warwick Dunn starts in the backfield along with Couvert Williams, Thad Busby at quarterback, Melvin Pearson the tight end, E.G. Green and Wayne Messam all the wide receivers. Now it's Peter Warwick, not Messam. First down, move it on the 26-yard line and give it to Warwick Dunn. Can't break the tackle as he comes to the 29. It's a pickup of about 3 yards.
First thing I want to look for is what has Florida done differently to stop Dunn? Florida State, Busby was 66 yards and a touchdown. Dunn had 133 yards on a big first half. Warwick had the one big reception, and the defensive leaders, Smith and Crockett, both had an interception.
Wayne Messam is now in at the wideout, and he has not seen the ball all day. Busby rolls out, and he's got somebody in his face. And I mean, that somebody puts him on his back, Willie Rogers, and he gets a penalty flag. So we may have a little unnecessary roughness call coming up right here.
Maybe an intentional grounding, Keith.
Or it could be that. It is intentional grounding.
5 yards, loss of down.
So the Seminoles, who have been tortured by the penalty flag all day, get another one.
Look from the right defensive end, that's Rogers, makes a smart play by staying home. There's just nobody there. You just can't do that. The official, the referee, Gentry, right there, make a good call.
So that puts the ball back to the 11 now, and it'll be 3rd down and 25 for the Gators. I mean, for the Seminoles, as the Gators have been, well, the whole second quarter, they just kind of shut down everybody but Dunn. And he had that one big run. And everywhere he's going right now, there's somebody tracking him, and that was Mike Peterson. That's the second tackle that Peterson's put on.
Oh, Mo is changing shirts here, Keith.
Well, it looks like it.
Possessions in the first half. The first 3 possessions, Florida State came out, got some takeaways, did some things, blocked a punt, scored all their points on the first 3 possessions, and then nothing after that.
Sean Liss has the ability to kill it, so he may get a good one here. They need a good one, and he should have a little bit of help from the wind. And it is a good one. Oh, my goodness. Holy, back to the 32-yard line, and look at Green go the other way and get some help, and finally runs out of friendly folk up around about the 47-yard line. That's a 55-yard punt with a 15-yard return.
Danny Werfel in the first half, as we mentioned, was harassed through an interception on the first drive of the ball game. That turned into 3 points. That's one of those interceptions that quarterbacks don't like to take credit for because it was tipped. But if Florida is to win this game, Danny Werfel is going to be the guy to lead them to it.
Well, they've certainly got field position to start the second half of play. They start at their own 47-yard line. And Werfel getting the heat from the backside. Throws incomplete. It was intended for Tremaine Allen, and Boulware busted him.
There he is right here, just going around. That's Collins. That's the Carlisle, excuse me, the red shirt freshman.
Those 2 tackles
He's
are,
playing.
Yep, Carlisle's a freshman, and Collins is a sophomore.
And Carlisle is playing because of the injury to Zach Pillar. The other guy that's not in there in that offensive line is Jeff Mitchell, the center. And they've been getting up some pressure right up the center of that offensive line for the Gators.
Well, they go to the shotgun now, try to give Danny a little more room. Here comes Bush blitzing. Ball is thrown, tipped, and incomplete. That's batted down by Boulware. So Bush, 44, slipped into the crack and almost got Werfel, and Boulware almost intercepted.
Boulware's been everywhere, huh?
Oh,
he's a player. Put him on offense.
He's a player.
Florida first half, Werfel was 12 of 22, 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Taylor, not much rushing. Receiving, Anthony led the receivers.
Looks like the defenses are saying, you boys have been frolicking around about enough now. It's our turn. Both sides. 3rd down and 10 from the 47.
No backs in the backfield.
Cripps, bottom of the picture. Pass thrown the other way, thrown out of bounds, incomplete. They'll punt.
Here's a look at Florida in the first half. They didn't start off too well. Interception, block punt, and an interception on the 4th. Then they got it going. They had 1 drive with more than 6 plays, and that was the 13-play drive.
Peter Warwick is deep. Robbie Stevenson to punt. The left footer gets it out of there. Got a little pressure on him. Wadsworth got through there, but it's a good kick. And a fair catch made back at the 12-yard line. 42 yards on the punt. Still a 3-point ball game.
This is Ford Escort. It's new and it's nifty. It's made for the smart, the intelligent thrifty. It's new out and in, has airbags for 2. Even anti-lock brakes are available. Ooh, the trunk, it is huge to hold tremendous treasure. And if your treasure is of stupendous measure, the rear seat folds down to let bigger things in, still leaving room for your next of kin's kin. It has all the whatsits and gidgets, to put it concisely, and Escort's right price should suit you quite nicely.
You gotta have fire. Slapping, lapping, fancy flames, flicking chicken from every side until marinated bird in garlic and lime has turned from good into sublime. Oh, what has Chili's thus created? Why, it's margarita grilled chicken consummated, served horizontally, grill marks up on a tostada with a lot of what your mouth waters for. That rib stickin' margarita grilled chicken, 'cause Chili's grills like no place else.
Room 518 wants to give a speech that brings his company back to life.
Good morning. I had a speech written, but I think it's better I speak to you from my heart.
Marriott, when you're comfortable, you can do anything.
Strength, intensity, heart, skill. Daily, couples Watson and Tiger Woods play the Skins Game, next on ABC.
Numbers for Warwick Dunn on the day, and he remains the key man for Florida State offensively.
This was early on in the ball game when Florida still seemed to be in a daze. Boy, you cannot let him get there because nobody will tackle him one-on-one.
All right, the Noles come up from their 12-yard line. Their first possession was from the 26. So the field position certainly hasn't improved, and back goes Busby to throw to Dunn. And Dunn is taken down right at the line of scrimmage. First to get there is number 58, Rutledge. And then he got some help from number 24, Fred Weary.
We've been talking about the Seminole defense, but this Gator defense, Keith, pretty good. They lead the Southeastern Conference in sacks. They're 8th in the country in scoring defense. They only allow on the average 15 points per game.
Von Dugan's in the ball game as a wideout now for the Seminoles on 2nd down and 10. Busby gives to Dunn. Somebody's got him by the leg. And James Bates won't turn him loose. And he finally goes down. He's from Sevierville, Tennessee.
Watch as Bates get up in the line of scrimmage and stuff the hole with the blocker. He stuffs the fullback in the hole so there's no crease in there. I don't know if he was getting up in that hole or the hole was just too big in the first half, but impressive early on defense, run defense for the Gators in the second half.
3rd down and still 10.
1 of 7 today, Florida State on 3rd down.
Busby has a lot of time and it should have been intercepted. Cameron Davis, defensive end, had dropped back into coverage and he hit him right in the hands.
Take a look from what the quarterback sees. Pretty good protection. You probably can't see too well because of those guys. That's Davis who dropped off the line, Keith. Didn't factor him into the coverage. Couldn't see him.
He's over there counting his fingers, wondering how come they didn't collectively make that interception.
He's a defensive end. He doesn't get that opportunity too often.
Here's Liss getting some heat at the goal line. Low line drive. It takes a high gravy bounce, but Jaquez Green does not want to mess with it. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Florida Gators at their own 38-yard line. That's a 50-yard punt. The Southern California Trojans and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. I'm still giggling over the big story that was written about Notre Dame going home to Ireland. But 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Father Serene founded the university. He was a Frenchman.
He was a what?
French. From France. 38-yard line. Elijah Williams. Down he goes. Yards short of the line of scrimmage. Connell Spain and Henry Crockett.
Well, let's go back to the previous possession. Peter Boulware goes around the tackle for a pressure. Then he sees something fishy and he knocks down a pass. He's blocked a punt already. He's been everywhere.
He's a terrific football player. Werfel, that little shovel pass to Elijah Williams. He breaks a couple of tackles and they finally corral him up around the 41-yard line. He's a bit of a slippery fellow. There may be a lot of money marbles and chalk on that Notre Dame Southern California ball game tonight. We know about Lou Holtz and what he has done. Nobody knows what might eventuate for John Robinson and for the Southern California coaching staff. I know that Mike Riley is being talked to by a couple of other schools, but then he's about ready, I think. He'd make somebody a good head coach. Here's Werfel's pass down the sideline, nowhere near anybody. Green pulls up, hobbles off the field. He goes right to the bench as if he's cramping or pulled something.
He may have pulled a hamstring. Werfel expected him to be around his man, and jammed by the corner on that side was good enough not to let him get around.
So Robert Stevenson is in for the punt. He's a sophomore from Bradenton. And Peter Warwick goes back. He's a redshirt freshman also from Bradenton. I told you a while ago, a lot of these youngsters have been played together, played against each other, known each other sometime. And that's, I don't know what that is. We're just going to roll around pretty well and stay away from Warwick and go out of bounds down around the 24-yard line. But Robbie just flat missed that. He hit it right on the hustle.
Taxi!
On December 13th,
Is it my imagination or didn't we arrive in a limo?
Tom Cruise is sports agent Jerry Maguire.
What can I do for you, Rod? What can I do for you? Show me the money. Say it with me one time, Jerry. Show me the money. You can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it with me, then, brother. Show me the money! Louder! Show me the money! Congratulations, you're still my agent.
Jerry Maguire, rated R, opens December 13th.
Perfect for any game, Domino's has the perfect play. Choose from 3 delicious crusts. There's classic hand-tossed, crunchy thin crust, or go deep with thick ultimate deep dish. So make the call and have it all. Call now, and you can enjoy delicious Domino's pizza during the game. And why not add some of Domino's spicy buffalo wings or steaming hot breadsticks?
There are all kinds of reasons we designed Ford Windstar to be so safe, with over 40 standard safety features, including dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. Reasons it received 5 stars, the highest possible rating in government crash tests, higher than any other minivan. In fact, there are so many reasons we designed Ford Windstar as safe as we did, it's impossible to pick our favorite one. Ford Windstar, now available with $1,000 cash back.
College football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Ford Escort. It's new and nifty. It's made for the smart and the intelligent thrifty. And BASF, we don't make a lot of the products you buy. We make a lot of the products you buy better. Just outside the 23, Dunn, the deep back. Pooh Bear's in front of him, and Busby's changing his play. Dunn. And he's done at the line of scrimmage. Mike Peterson, number 29. That's the 3rd clean tackle that Peterson's had on Dunn. And here's Funny.
Well, Keith, Chakras Green had cramps on that play when he was in. It wasn't his hamstring, and that's fortunate. But Steve Spurrier's got to be concerned about his team because there are several other people who have some injuries. Fred Taylor, Terry Jackson have sprained ankles, and then there is the right guard, Donnie Young, has a hyperextended left knee. These all happened in the first half, and they've got a big game coming up next week, Keith.
Sure do. That one next week, they give them rings. That ball is batted in the air, and it is incomplete. It was Mike Peterson who suddenly has become a principal tormentor on the Florida defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Peterson has been in on the last 2 plays, Keith. He's the outside linebacker on the right side over here. Watch as he'll split the the offensive men that come to block him. Gets right between them both. See, he's not going to get there in time, and then he throws his hands up and makes a nice play.
He's only a sophomore from Alachua, Florida. Busby's 2 of his last 12 were 3 yards. Hand it to Warwick Dunn. They get him right about 2-yard, 3-yard pickup, and there's a penalty flag in his wake. And it's against the Seminoles. Holding.
Not going to matter. That'll be 4th down anyway, Keith. They'll probably decline it, but if the Gators can shut down Dunn, then Busby has to step up even more.
Offense, refused, 4th down.
We've got Riddell Anthony with Jaquez Green having a cramp on the last run down the field. It's Anthony back for the punt of Sean Liss. This had a beauty. A couple of them in this game. 155, 150. This is away. Not too high. Might give Anthony a little room, but he calls a fair catch. And so he's going to have to start this possession at about the 27-yard line. Well, next Saturday is the 7th of December, and ABC Sports has a full day of championship college football. We'll start the day with the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship out of St. Louis, Nebraska, and Texas. Then we will go for the WAC inaugural championship, BYU, Wyoming. Might take them 6 hours to play it. Then Florida and Alabama in the SEC championship presented by Dr. Pepper. All here on ABC Sports next Saturday. Purple hands off, nothing doing. Elijah Williams can't go anywhere. Henry Crockett first, Peter Boulware second, making the tackle.
The headlines of this game so far is that defensive line for Florida State, Keith. They have just been all over the place. Disruptive. They have set the tone for what's happened in this game.
Julian Pittman and Jerry Johnson have played quite a bit. And they have come off now, and they've put a nickel package on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive backs. And Florida runs it right up the middle. Elijah Williams, big play. Not through yet. Down finally at the 31-yard line by Dexter Jackson. So it's Elijah Williams from Milton, Florida, exploding.
Behind the defense, a double team there at 75. That's the right guard, Young. Florida's not been in 2 backs that much today, and Elijah Williams has not seen a lot of action because he's a smaller back. Steve wanted a look at the right guard, Young, who got a good block, but Steve's one of the bigger backs in there to help pass protect.
He got 46 yards on that run. Whirple back, and Wadsworth's got a hold of him coming out off the snap. Wadsworth just beat the center all hollow, came right by Ridge and went right up his back, and that's 4 sacks for those tackles.
See it from this side. Wadsworth is not, I don't know who was responsible for him, but
there's an old homily that goes, you can't complete passes flat of your quarterback, or quarterback flat of his back. And you're seeing it. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Still 17-14, Florida State. Werfel gets it away, and it is incomplete. And the pigeon got in the way. There was a pigeon flying around back out there, and the ball almost hit it.
Well, you might be having fun, but I don't think Danny's having much fun. He just runs around Carlisle. Now he gets him upfield and makes a twist and a turn. Wilson and Bulwer. That's that pair of defensive ends, Keith. One of the best pair in the country. This offensive line is having all kinds of problems with this Seminole defensive line.
3rd down and 18 out of the shotgun. Lets it go for Hilliard. And it is incomplete. Hilliard never had a chance at it because the coverage by Byron Capers was like a wall. Perfect.
Mickey Andrews, bottom line, pressure the quarterback, man-to-man bump and run coverage in the secondary. If the receivers can't get away from the defensive backs and the pressure gets to the quarterback, there's nothing else to do with it.
No, they'll punt. It'll be the 4th in the game for Robbie Stevenson. It's a little better one this time, but he didn't need a good one this time. He needed that half a shank he had a while ago. That one goes into the end zone, and it'll come back out to the 20 for the Seminoles. Right now in the 3rd quarter, the defenses have control of things. Team, Florida State, leading 17-14. They've been pretty quiet except for the running of Dunn. Busby back, he throws, the ball's dropped. Dropped out of the backfield by Blue Bear Williams.
Yeah, if they continue to shut down Warwick Dunn, Busby's going to have to make some plays to get this offense going. The Seminoles in their last 7 possessions have punted 6 times, and 1 possession ended in a fumble.
Well, there you have it. Second down and 10.
Mark Rick there on the left, their offensive coordinator.
Intended for Andre Cooper, and he missed him, and it is 3rd down and 10, and here's Swanee.
Bob, I agree with you. They've got to do something, maybe throw the ball first down, but they also need to do something else. Let's get back their intensity and emotional level. In the first half, the Florida State team came out fired up. They jumped all over Florida. They were taking advantage of mistakes, getting turnovers. This second half, they've come down extraordinarily flat, almost like we saw Ohio State last week.
You reckon he's looking for a coaching job?
He talks to a lot of them.
Jacked up. Oh, 20. 3rd down and 10 from the 20. That's down the middle, and he drilled him, and it's a first down at the 32-yard line. It's caught by E.G. Green, who hasn't seen the ball since the 1st quarter.
Well, it's just a zone coverage, and E.G. Green's going to come down and get right in the center of the coverage. Only a 4-man rush, and they don't get good pressure on him. He steps up in the pocket. Very few times have you seen the quarterback have that good of protection today, Keith. This has not been a pleasant day to be a quarterback for either team.
Can you imagine Florida State, Nebraska with they need 6 quarterbacks each. He's got it high in the air, a lot of air under it, but can't run it down. They went for Coles, the speedster, and he could not run it down. Anton Lott was with him, but he was behind him. Ball was overthrown.
It's a good time to take a chance like that, though. I like the call, 1st down. Go for it. That's a great time to throw the football.
Messam sooner or later is going to see the football too. He's not in there right now. Dugans is in. Dugans hasn't had the ball thrown to him yet either. This is Warwick Dunn throwing, and it's caught by E.G. Green at the 42-yard line, and a first down. Johnny Rutledge was trying to cover him.
Well, this should be no surprise to the Gators because they know that Dunn can throw the ball. In fact, he threw it against them a couple of years ago. Throws it pretty well, too. But the coverage was there. First downs don't come easily here in the second half, Keith. We've had, that's the 7th possession and only the 2nd first down.
At the 42-yard line with 5:10 to play in the third quarter, Busby gets it off, and it is incomplete. Off the hands of Peter Warwick. He had a chance at it. Fred Weary was there, but the ball was just long enough where Weary really couldn't do anything about it. So it became a question of whether or not Warwick could reel it in.
Yeah, it was just a good throw and good coverage, Keith. That's we talked about early on. A lot of skilled players at the receivers and got a lot of good defensive backs. Bobby reaching over to find out what the play is.
2nd and 10. Ball sailed on it. Ball was intended for Messam, and he was available, but the ball just sailed away on. You can just see it take a ride to win.
This time the Gators get a good pass rush. Busby's going to get just nailed. It's not as, he really didn't get hammered, I'd say.
No, he didn't get hammered.
He just
like
had a couple of his own guys falling
truckload
on
of hay bales falling on him.
Yeah, get you out there, and Keith. I've had enough of those.
From the 42-yard line, it is now 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, pressure coming. He's up pretty good that time, and the ball is sailed away incomplete. Tony George, quarterback, was blitzing on the play. He didn't really get Busby down, but he certainly put himself in his mind's eye and caused that pass to go awry.
And he forced him to throw it before he wanted to. Busby now 9 of 25 for 77 yards.
7th punt of the day for Sean Liss. Long of 55 and a short of 33, and Jaquez Green is back now to return the kick. Having made quite a remarkable recovery from injury in that Fiesta Bowl game against you. That's a pretty good kick, but a bit too long as it rolls along into the end zone. 58 yards on that punt. The Skins game coming up next. The front side with Tiger Woods challenging. Great arm speed. To watch him hit a golf ball is he just hands and arms just disappear. They come through there so quick.
Tiger said, they asked him if he was going to be nervous, and he said, I said, I think if I was playing with my own money, I'd be nervous.
Yeah,
but it's somebody else's money, so how can you lose?
I'd like to find some of that.
Yeah.
From the 20. Werfel hands it off. Fred Taylor. And maybe 3-4. 4 at the most. 17-14, and it's been that way since the halftime. Second and 6. Werfel steps away from the coverage and completes the pass. You give him a little bit of time and he'll make something happen, completing it to Ike Hilliard, who does something after he caught it again and moved the chain. First down for the Gators up at their 47-yard line.
Werfel is getting a lot of pressure. Watch the pass rush back here on the on his left side. That's Bulware and Carlisle. He steps up. That's a key thing. He would have not completed that pass had he not stepped up away from the pressure.
That is Hilliard's first reception today. That is Hilliard something right there. This is Fred Taylor. He's the 222-pounder, and he pounds it pretty well all the way down to the 42 on the Florida State side of the field, and that's a first down. The San Francisco 49ers are in against the Atlanta Falcons next Monday night on ABC's NFL Monday Night at the Georgia Dome. Well, don't tear any holes in the carpet, guys. We need it next Saturday. That'll be at 9 Eastern Time Monday night here on ABC. Taylor trying to slant over the left side, shook loose. And instead of losing a yard, we'll pick up 1 or 2. Carson Newman, tough this year. Beat up on West Georgia, then Valdosta State. Northern Colorado staying alive in the playoffs. All my life, Reese, I've wanted to do a Division III game, and I've never had a chance. One day I want to go to one.
I'm sure they'd love to have you.
Elijah Williams. 2nd down and 9. Williams gets a block, gives Werfel a moment of time, and he throws. His intended man fell down. Ike Hilliard got tangled up with the defender. No, it's not Hilliard. It's, yeah, it was Hilliard. And he fell down. Had no chance to get to it. The coverage on the play was Dexter Jackson and Byron Capers.
Keith, in the past, the Gators have hit a lot of big plays against Florida State, and throughout the season, Spurrier's offense has completed a lot of big plays. Today, they've tried, but they haven't connected. Tight coverage in the secondary, and that pressure always in his face.
3rd and 9. Nope. And Werfel's on his back again.
Offensive line, 2 starters are missing.
Bucket.
That takes a toll on you, getting hit every time, every other time you throw the football.
On 4th and 9, 17-14 Florida State. 2:25 to play in the 3rd quarter. Florida State playing for a ticket to the Alliance Championship in the Nokia Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, January 2nd. Florida trying to hold on to its #1 ranking. And you know, if Florida State wins this ball game, they're going to move up to #1 and replace the Gator. It's the 31st time that one has played 2. So now let's see if Stevenson can knock one out of bounds or kill it deep. Here's where that pooch punt comes in handy. He's got his knuckleball down there, and a fair catch is called at the 15-yard line. So it will be 1st down for the Seminoles at their own 15. They lead by 3. And as the crowd comes up, and a hand for the defense, the Budweiser Blanford Eye in the Sky camera gives you that view from up above, 1,000 feet above Doak Campbell Stadium. Looks like it's still kind of bumpy up there, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. The flags at the end of the stadium are just whipping.
Rock Preston will be your tailback.
So look at your total yardage. Both teams have had the ball 4 times, and both teams have punted 4 times in the 2nd half.
Busby's pass is incomplete. Short. Intended for Wayne Messam. And you got a penalty flag.
Interference. Defense. 1st down.
Against the Gators.
Steve said he doesn't mess much with the defense this year since Bob Stoops came over from Kansas State to take over the defensive coordinator's job. He let him come in, do whatever he wanted, bring his own terminology, and Stoops was saying he's a great guy to work for. He lets me do what I want. Steve said, I don't have to stick my head in that defensive meeting at all. He is excellent at what he does.
6 penalties and 66 yards on the Gators, 10 on the Seminoles for 127 yards, and Preston's the tailback. Ball's up just short of the 30, and Busby to throw it. blitz. Wayne Messon running under it. So they've thrown now here in the late going of the third quarter. 2 out of the last 3 plays to Messon, but not where he could catch it.
Well, what's happening in the second half is the defenses are taking over, and they are both good defenses. The offenses have tried to run the ball and can't run it. So now what they're trying to do is throw it, and the coverage is there. What's going to turn this game around, Keith, is a turnover, a mistake. Interception or fumble in their deep in their own territory.
We are in the endurance phase of things right now. Hang in, hunker down, and hold on. On 2nd and 10, that's worth a couple of yards. Rock Preston brought down by Lawrence Wright. There's that sound again. They were grumbling about the Braves using it. You can't copyright it. It's public domain. 3rd down and 7. Call it. A lot of time for Busby and a bullet of a pass that is almost intercepted. That was almost that mistake as Fred Weary cut in front of him and was just almost gone.
I like what Florida State is doing, though, Keith. They're rolling their quarterback out a little bit to the right. He's telling the receiver, you got to come back to the ball. Just don't stand there. Come back to the ball, but get your quarterback outside that pressure a little bit.
Sean List now is in for his 8th punt, and Jaquez Green waits for it. Gators ought to come out of this with pretty good field position. List has been killing it, and he's done it again. Oh, he's done it again. Into the end zone. 67 yards. Sure, there's a little bit of help from the wind, but I don't care if there was a lot of help. That's pretty good.
Let's go back and take a look at that last play. Busby on a rollout. Take a look at what the quarterback sees. Ground level, rolling out. When you roll out, things open up a little bit too. You can see a little bit better. And right there, you see the receiver, number 9, just standing there waiting for the ball to get there. You've got to come back to it. Weary, the defensive back, was coming back, almost picked it off.
So the Gators take over at the 20. Elijah Williams. He didn't get to the line of scrimmage. He ran into Darrell Bush and the boys. That is a bunch of rough customers.
It's a battle. It's a battle.
Front, isn't it?
It reminds me of some of the old days and some of the games.
Yeah.
You just have to hang tough, Keith. Keep confidence, no mistakes, and sooner or later, hopefully something will break.
Well, Williams can't get back to where they started that time either. Number 95, Julian Pittman got him. A junior from Niceville. I got a package of goodies from the folks in Niceville, and they invited me to come see him, and I'm going to one of these days.
Well, how come you got all that stuff?
Ah, of course, I like Niceville. But the thing that's interesting, there's always a football player somewhere on some team in this area, a good football team that comes from there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, they've always good football players come out of there.
Third quarter is over. We've got one left. It's 17-14. The Noles lead. We'll be back after this message and the word from our ABC station. Seminoles leading the Gators by 3 points. And here we go on 3rd and 11. Werfel has a man. Ball almost dropped. It is put away by Rydell Anthony. He's got a big play. He's thrown out of bounds all the way down on the Florida State 43-yard line by Dexter Jackson.
This time he's going to have good protection. Watch the 2 offensive tackles. Going to keep good protection. The receiver's going to come right into the middle of the field. The 2 tackles keeping the ends off. He got a lot of room to step up. That's what he's used to having during the season. But this Florida State defensive line has just been dominant.
Jermaine Allen, tight end, did a pretty good job handling Wilson that time, too.
Yeah, he gets getting some help.
43-yard line and working out of the shotgun. Werfel lets it go. It's incomplete over the head of everybody. Ike Hilliard was the receiver in the area. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Let me show you, Keith, what they're doing against Boulware. They're trying to keep Boulware at home, so they're double teaming him with the tight end and the offensive tackle.
Well, if they can keep doing it, poor Danny might be able to walk to the bus. Elijah Williams, the deep man in the backfield. 2nd and 10. It's caught. And it's good for a 1st down by Jaquez Green down at the 26-yard line. Just barely slipped through the arms of the defender.
Look from behind the defense. 5-step drop. Quick pass protection. Just gets in there before Capers makes the play. Shevin Smith saves the touchdown.
It's 1st down Gators at the Florida State 26. Crowd got kind of quiet there for a minute. Now they come up to help the defense. Pressure coming around. Penalty flag is thrown. Ball is in the end zone. Caught, but hold on. See about the flag. I think you might have a holding call coming. Rydell Anthony threw it. He caught it. As it is holding Florida. Yep, thought so. As Werfel threw the ball, the referee let the flag go, and even though it was right on the numbers to Anthony, it's lost.
79, the right tackle on the play. He got out of the screen. No, that's not it, I don't think. I think it was up maybe Donnie Young, somebody up there in the line, but he threw it, the official threw it long before Werfel threw the ball.
So they lose.
We go back to what we said, Keith, before, that the Gators, the most penalized team, about 90 yards, maybe 85 yards a game in penalties. And like you said, it's not the yardage so much, but that took back a touchdown.
Yep, it's a 14-yard penalty. It'll make it 1st and 24 as it comes back to the 40-yard line. Spot of the foul call. Had that little short dump off, and they get something out of it as Anthony again. Now he stepped up. He's got, he lost that last catch, so he would have 8 catches in the ball game. That's a lot.
Well, these numbers haven't changed much. These are mostly offensive numbers from the half, because 3rd quarter was all defense. 9 possessions and 9 punts by both teams. 3rd down conversions, not very good for either side.
2nd down, 11. Again, it goes to Anthony. He makes one little sidestep. That gets him past Colsey, and he gets it inside the 20. These Florida wide receivers are pretty nifty after they catch the ball. Here's Lynch one.
Well, Keith, Rydell Anthony is playing remarkable football when you look at that catch, and consider this. The team doctor just told me he has a slightly separated left shoulder. That's why he came out, but he is still in the ball game, and he's got to be hurt.
Elijah Williams is in the backfield, but he's there more as a protector probably.
Yep.
Anything else.
Here they come. Look at him.
Oh, no chance. No chance. Dexter Jackson, the free safety, was right up in the crack, and he arrived just about the time Danny Werfel took his 2nd step.
They got to block down the offensive line. Somebody's got to be responsible for that. That's the problem, Keith, with that aggressive defense, where the linebackers are always sticking their nose up in between the defensive linemen. You don't know when to count them and not to.
Here's an effort to tie from 41 yards by Bart Edmiston. He's got enough leg from this distance. He gets it up. No good. So Edmiston not only misses, but he's hobbling off the field. And the score remains a 3-point lead for Florida State. Stunning graphic, isn't it? 11 yards. Roughly 18 minutes of the second half. Warwick Dunn is the deep man. He's got the ball coming at him. Oh, he's just missed by somebody. But he's taken down at about the 25. I think Lawrence Wright is the guy who just almost cut him in half, but he just missed him. Now we saw Bart Edmiston limping off the field. And I think right there, that may be where he hurt his foot. Let's go to Swanee.
Yeah, KD, he hurt his knee a little bit, and it's nothing serious. The doctor said he'll be fine, but sometimes, you know, those kickers get a little twinge, and they're not quite sure what it is, so after they go talk to someone to be reassured, Keith.
What are you saying about kickers?
Nothing directly.
That pass completed to Peter Warwick. Once a wide receiver, always a wide receiver. Once a quarterback, always a quarterback.
Once a big ugly, always a big ugly.
3rd down and 6 after a 4-yard pickup. We're all sitting here on a keg of dynamite, just waiting for something to happen. I don't believe the final score is going to be 17-14. I just don't.
Well, there's a lot of explosives out there on the field just waiting to be set off.
I mean, there's one guy, one man, 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Everybody else is right up there. And it's a great throw and catch to Warwick. And there's a first down for Florida State at the Gators' 42-yard line.
Take a look from behind the quarterback. Number 4 Wright's the free safety. Look at this, open up right in the middle. He throws it right over the center. That's a nice throw and catch. You give the quarterbacks time, they'll hurt you. If you rush them and knock them down all day, they're less likely to hurt you.
First down, Seminoles at the Gator 42. 10 minutes, 11 seconds to play in the game. Busby back. Has time again. And it is incomplete. Pretty good battle for the ball there between the Coles of Florida State. Antone Lott was with him.
Busby says, come on, get the play in here. Get it in there quicker.
Play incomplete pass, stopping the clock at 10:03.
Quarterbacks like to get to the line of scrimmage with a lot of time left on that 25-second clock so they can check off if they want to.
Now it's 7 seconds. Snaps it at 6. A soft pass going just over the line of scrimmage to Warwick Dunn. And that's another Seminole first down.
Yeah, that's dangerous there. You can't cover him one-on-one. It's man-to-man coverage all across the front here. Here's Dunn. He's going to come out of the backfield. He's got a little option. He can go one way or the other. And the linebacker right there has to cover him either way. He chooses to go inside. Busby gets him the ball, and he breaks the tackle.
Johnny Rutledge had to leave the game. The outside linebacking position. Kelsey comes in for Florida. And the Seminoles are moving it from the 27. Here's Busby setting up, going for the corner. And it is incomplete, and no fault of Busby. He threw the ball perfectly, but the intended receiver, E.G. Green, and the defender kind of tangled their feet, and it didn't quite come off.
He had a little trouble coming out of his break. We'll see it here.
Right there.
Yeah, that's no foul there. It's just unfortunate that he stumbled coming out of the move because the ball was high enough he could have adjusted if he would have been there.
That had 6 all over. 17-14 Florida State. Second down and 10. Ball at the Gator 27. That's the time remaining in the ball game. Little short snap goes to Dunn. Dunn runs it. over the right side down to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 3. Alabama is sitting home watching, healing and resting. Florida is going to go to Atlanta bruised. Timeout by Florida State. Ball is just inside the 20. 3rd down, 2 for Florida State. Dunn. He's got the first down. He's close to a touchdown. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
Running left side. Good block by Pooh Bear Williams up there. 81 is Pearsall, the tight end. Showers is number 2. He's the free safety. He'll eventually have to get over and make the play.
They give the ball to Williams, the fullback, and he gets his 285 or 6 pounds rumbling for maybe a yard, maybe a foot. Warwick Dunn has 168 yards rushing today. He has 4 catches for 24 yards. He has influenced at least 70% of the plays in the ball game that Florida State has run offensively. And he'll probably get it right here on 2nd down and goal from the 1. Nope, they give it to the big man. And he does not get in there.
He weighs 285 pounds, Keith, and he was kind of stepping over some people in there. You don't want to be on the bottom of that pile with Pooh coming through.
And he'd leave a cleat mark for a month. Here comes Lamar Glenn, the other fullback, into the game. So he's going to be in the backfield. Messam has come out. Now Messam is going to go back. Somebody else is going to come out.
Take a timeout here.
Take a timeout. That's what they're going to do. So that stops your clock at 7:21 to play in the ball game. Florida State has 1 remaining. The game may be on the line right here. However, this is a chance for him to put it away. They give it to Williams. He does not budge it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did too. He fell down.
Second effort.
He wiggled off the top and fell over the side and rolled into the end zone. His first lick, he was stone cold, but he kept on pounding and rolled out and in there.
The defensive effort is solid to begin with. Right there, he's not over. Watch him spins to our right.
Rolls
he gets
in.
across, no question.
And Kevin Long, the center, shaken up and has to come out. Big fellow from Summerville, South Carolina.
That'll hurt them. They don't have any more seasoned backup offensive linemen to put in there.
Here comes your extra point try from Scott Bentley to make it a 10-point lead with 7:15 to play in the ball game, and he's got it. Remember now, a little while ago, Florida lost a touchdown on a holding penalty. Seminoles have come back down, and they have scored. And stooped after Pooh Bear rolled in. .14 for the Florida State Seminoles over the #1 ranked Florida Gators. 7:15 remaining to play. The wind grabs the kickoff and it stops very short. Terry Jackson runs under the ball and is returning it to the 40-yard line. Time permitting, stay tuned. Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. John Saunders, Todd Blackledge. And now the Florida Gators come to put up time.
So look at the beating that Werfel has taken today. Let's see, 24 out of 37 times he attempted to pass. He's been hit 24 out of 37. That's what Florida State wanted.
That pass deflected at the line of scrimmage, looked like. Incomplete. Greg Smyers knocked it down.
The #1 scoring offense in the nation. Their possessions in the second half. Florida is averaging 49 points a game.
Over the last 10 years, Florida State has won 7, lost 2, tied 1. Werfel's pass is completed to Ike Hilliard at midfield. And they'll give him possession on the Florida State 49. First down. 6:55 to play in the game.
Spurrier has only beaten the Seminoles twice in the 7 times he has played them while at Florida. And he's never beaten them up here in Tallahassee.
Goes to Jackson. And Jackson can't get it going at all. Spires is there. Saunders coming up out of the secondary. Troy Saunders, a cornerback, got a lick on him.
Seminoles protect their home turf pretty well.
It'll be second down, 11 for the Gators.
Here they come.
He got it off. He's got Green. Green can't run it down. Green went inside just a little bit to set up Capers to get away from him, and in the process of coming back, he was not able to run it down, even with his great speed. Green remembers the young man who had the dislocated hip last year in that final game and made a remarkable recovery.
Florida's not won a non-conference road game under Spurrier because they don't play many non-conference games on the road. They haven't come to Gainesville.
Third and 11 for the Gators at 5:52 and trailing by 10 points.
That was a chance there, Keith. That was a great opportunity. He had time to throw.
Whistles right by the ear of Riddell Anthony, and it is incomplete. That's what a bump can do to you when you're in the bump and run circumstance. It disarmed Anthony. Yep, never saw the ball. That knocks him off track a little bit, and then Darrell Bush, the middle linebacker, got a piece of him. And they're going on 4th down and 11. This might be the gate. It might be right here. They're coming. The ball's up. A lot of air under it, and it's incomplete. Ike Hilliard couldn't run it down. One more time, Danny Werfel hits the ground hard.
The theory has been the same. Mickey Andrews put pressure on the quarterback, blitz him, get all these guys in his face. Now you got one-on-one. Can you hit the deep throw one-on-one? He doesn't have long to wait. He's got to throw it way ahead of time. Just lay it out there and hope the speed catches up to it. Not today.
Whoa, that's a lick.
Got to throw it soon. That receiver, Keith, is probably only 12 yards downfield. when that ball is let go. And he's trying to keep connected probably 35 yards downfield.
So the man from Alabama, Bobby Bowden, standing on the edge of something big here with a football team that may very well be on its way to New Orleans. And you figure it's got to be, if Nebraska can beat Texas next Saturday, probably the Cornhuskers. And here comes Dunn. Florida has 3 timeouts remaining. Florida State obviously is going to try to run the ball, do whatever it takes to keep the clock running.
You look in the background, Steve Spurrier, upper left, through his clipboard and everything else, because quarterbacks, that's all they ask for is one-on-one with a receiver that's got some speed. Just give me one-on-one and nobody else back there. And today, they have not been hitting him.
Second down, 9, really. More than 8. It's more than 8. Here goes Dunn. He gets another 2. Important thing is the clock is running. When we get this game finished, the Skins game will follow. Tiger Woods, obviously you know about him. John Daly, Fred Copeland.
You know what I'm interested in seeing?
What?
Who out-hits John Daly or the Tiger, huh?
Yeah, but that golf course, you can't rear back and belt it.
There's going to be a couple times where they're going to rear back and belt it.
There's a couple of fairways right now, but it is Warwick Dunn running the ball again on 3rd down and long, and he didn't get him. In fact, he lost maybe a yard. A little bit of a skirmish breaks out, but the officials handle it quickly and efficiently, and it's going to be 4th down. And the Florida Gators now will stop the clock with their first time out of the second half at 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play. Seminoles, they lead 24-14. They must punt now. 3 minutes and 56 seconds after the ball is snapped. He gets it away cleanly and knocks it into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 20-yard line, so it's about 2 yards too long. And the Gators will try to come now from their 20, trailing by 10. The decisive drive here, the only drive of the second half by either team, 75-yarder for the touchdown. Bart Edmiston, the University of Florida field goal kicker, right there on crutches with an ice bag on his knee, and that came from kicking the ground after missing a 41-yard field goal try, kicking in frustration.
In frustration. I don't know if he hit the ground or he just kicked the air, Keith, but certainly pulled something in that knee. And
Florida's got 3:47 to go.
They may need a field goal kicker if they hope to tie this game.
Werfel is flushed. And one more time is knocked down. He gets it out to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
That was probably one of the only times that Werfel has run from the pocket today. And that's what Mickey Andrews and Bowden, the defense for Florida State, knows, that he's not going to scramble outside the pocket. They don't roll out.
Well, the receiver, Jaquez Green, got tangled up in a bump over there by the defender and was never in the play. So it is now 3rd down and 3. And 3:08 to play in the ball game. They've got the first down on this pass to Ike Hilliard up at the 35-36-yard line. And we're at 2:59 to play.
Hilliard looks like he's Walking a little lightly there. These are the guys that can take the ball and run a long way, the wide receivers, but Hilliard right there.
He's leaving.
Looks like he's been dinged a little.
It is incomplete. And a penalty flag is coming up against Florida State's Mario Edwards, I think. Riddell Anthony had the ball, and it looked like that Mario Edwards had grabbed him. A 15-yard penalty and a first down, if that's what it is.
Pass interference. Defense.
Yep.
15 yards, first down.
How many flags is that now? 10 on Florida?
It's 11.
11 flags on Florida State.
Wow. Mickey Andrews, Edwards is a redshirt freshman. That foul was called. He is a backup. Mickey just plays him. He says, I'm playing 8 or 9, 10 defensive backs. I remember his philosophy is, you know, I'll coach next year's team this year. I'll always have some depth. He just going for a national championship. He plays him.
That ball is thrown high, lofted in the air, and it falls incomplete, intended for Riddell Anthony. They need a little help out there from somebody else. Jamie Richardson needs to get involved and make a play. He hasn't seen the ball. He hasn't been open.
Well, the receiver is going to be in the middle, but he's going to have a lot of time. He's going to be open, but he doesn't have much time to throw. Look, he's got to throw it way early. You got to adjust to that ball. You got to come back to the ball.
2nd and 10 from the 49 of Florida State. 2:38 to play, as you see. That's the time remaining in the game. Werfel steps away and now is caught behind the line of scrimmage. And it's Renard Wilson this time getting him.
That's the 6th sack of Werfel today, and the first one for Wilson.
Clock running, coming up on 2 minutes. 3rd and 12. Werfel throws it hard and has a man. And the play is good for a first down at about the 35-yard line of Florida State. And that will move the chains and stop the clock at 1:51 to play in the game. 24-14. Florida State 10-point lead. Only one touchdown scored in the second half of this ball game. That was for the Seminoles on a 75-yard surge, and that's about all they've done in the second half.
That was the only possession that they had.
Defense. Werfel throwing for Anthony. He's got it. And he's down at the 3-yard line. He caught it over Mario Edwards.
Well, this is what you've been looking at all day. One-on-one coverage, tight coverage. They've thrown this 15 times and maybe only hit it twice. Not a very high percentage, but they score here. There'll be some excitement on that kickoff.
Minute and a half to play in the game. Jaquez Green was held by Samari Roll. Roll had his arms all over it. And I'm pretty sure that's what the call is going to be.
Interference, pass interference, defense.
Yep.
First down on the 2-yard line.
Florida did this earlier down in the same position. They must have read something. We're just throw it out there, and he didn't think that the that's clearly holding. Clearly holding. They just wanted to do that. Throw it out there to the receiver one-on-one. That time.
That cost him 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
And you got a Seminole coming out, shaking up. That's Boulware, yeah. I thought he was indestructible.
Maybe he's just run out of gas.
Boy, has he played some football here. Wow. All right. First and goal from the 2. Anthony, touchdown. Riddell Anthony went up higher than anybody else and made the catch.
Florida State's kicker, Edmiston, is hurt. I wonder, take a look at the touchdown. They was throwing jump balls in the end zone. Just throwing it up there, and their guys are going and getting it.
Matt Teague can do kickoffs. Collins Cooper is a kicker, so he's the sophomore kicker, and Cooper is in.
He hasn't kicked many this year
No,
either.
he has not. Now's a good time to start your career. There it is. Banged it right up and in.
But he's going to have to be the guy that kicks the tying field goal if it ever gets to that point.
That's right. 1:19 to play in the game. We got the Skins game coming up in just a few minutes. Here's a case of a guy just wanted it more than I guess than anybody else, because he just went up and got it.
So the Gators going into the game thought this would be good down inside the 5-yard line. Just line up one-on-one.
Close. He never quits. He just never stops. He's something. I admire both these teams. They're full of grit, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Whoa.
Just need 1 foot inbound.
If that toe
possession of the ball
is on that chalk, he's out of bounds.
And the official right there. We had a nice shot of the official looking right at it.
So Teague will kick it off now for Florida. And the Seminoles don't have anybody back there. It's empty back in the, from the 30-yard, 28-yard line on. There's nobody. Because they're anticipating onside kick. They've got all of the good hands people up there. And it's open right down the middle of the field. Rock Preston is the only person in the middle of the field. Hit it hard. And did it go through clean? If he went through clean, it'll be Florida State's ball. And there's a penalty flag. Hold on. That could mean just kicking it out of bounds, which is normal. He kicked it hard.
The reason he kicked it hard was
trying to ricochet,
hoping to hit one of the Florida State players.
But he didn't, and it's Florida State football.
Out of bounds. They'll take the ball at the inbound spot, 1st and 10.
Seminoles did a nice job of getting out of the way. Watch this. Both teams work on this all the time, even though you don't see it very often in a game. They know if it's kicked hard, get the heck out of the way. But this is just good coaching, you know. You work on it from both sides.
I don't know how in the world he got through there, but it did. And the Florida man coming down the sidelines, he almost got to it too. Oh boy. All right, 1:19 to play in the ball game. They're probably out walking around the first tee trying to find a television set to watch the finish of the game.
They don't want to start till this is over.
They don't want to start, no. And that's going to be a first down for Warwick Dunn.
Florida has 2 timeouts left.
1:11. And timeout called by the Florida Gators. They have 1 left.
Bobby Bowden said earlier in the year, Keith, that his offense was not where he wanted it. Well, Danny Cannell graduated last year. Thad Busby stepped in, was a little bit inconsistent early on in the year. He's had 3 games over 300 yards passing, but he said we got the feeling that they were pointing for the Florida game. We did the Virginia game about mid-season, and they defensively and offensively. So we're just getting better. He says we hope to be where we want to be down at the end, and he's there where he wants. He's ahead with about a minute to play.
The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Danny Werfel of the Florida Gators with 23 of 48, 362 yards, and he's been hammered on all day. Warwick Dunn influenced the entire ball game offensively for Florida State. 184 yards. He's over 1,000 for the 3rd successive season. 24 yards receiving. They are the Chevrolet most valuable players of this ball game, with Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund. There were a lot of people who could have gone home with that today, but
most of them were defensive players.
Most of them were defensive players, but it's kind of funny that we wind up with the 2 offensive players, but they were so dominant. The ball is on the 39-yard line of Florida. 1 minute and 4 seconds to play. Florida State 24 and Florida 21. And the Gators have no more times up. So it would seem a reasonable thing to suggest that this one's in the bank. But,
well, unless you see one of those all-timers where somebody drops the ball. And,
yep. And I can't imagine that they're going to put the ball at risk. Obviously, the defenders will try to strip it. Here it comes.
This was always one of my favorite formations right here. You knew you had the game won, and all you got to do is just take the ball and take a knee.
That gets the clock going. Gators have no more timeouts. That's 50. Well, Ann, you might have to buy him a new suit. You got to go to New Orleans.
And they don't have to play a game before that. They just sit around and rest up and get ready. It looks like it'll be Nebraska.
Possibly if they can beat Texas.
If they can beat Texas.
And Florida State. You know what? They look just alike almost. Nebraska has a little more option on the offense, but the defenses play much the same. It will be a war.
It'll be a defensive struggle.
So the Florida State Seminoles under Bobby Bowden will surely move to #1. And then wait until the Nokia Sugar Bowl in New Orleans for their chance to claim a national championship. And that snap of the ball will do it. Steve Spurrier and these Florida Gators, playing for the Southeastern Conference Championship, must try to forget their bruises, pump up their pride, and march on Atlanta next Saturday night to play the Alabama Crimson Tide, which we'll have for you at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Your final score, Florida State 24, Florida 21. Here's Lynn Swann.
Bobby, congratulations. Is this the biggest win for you all time?
No, I ain't gonna say that. I'm not giving Florida that credit.
Okay.
No, it's a mighty big one. It belongs to the kids. I've got nothing to do with it. All the kids played great. Defense, offense, and kicking. I'm just proud of them.
You went in the locker room at halftime. You said you came out. If Ward would let you wanted to let Warwick Dunn carry the football.
That's exactly right, and I want us to quit getting